Greetings. It is January 28th, 2021, as Holocaust remembrance is memorialized in many countries around the world in late January in honor of the liberation of the Auschwitz death extermination concentration camp complex, late January 1945. I'm just going to show the three most recently done drawings in my Under the Wings art series, which educates for tolerance for children, youngsters, teens, young adults, and adults of all ages about lessons of victims of the Holocaust and of fascism in Europe during the years of World War II, even before 1930s and the Third Reich in Germany and Austria. So these are in the Under the Wings series, which I began in 1991. I'm going to try to hold the camera so as to not get a huge amount of reflection over the drawing, but that may not work. Let me move this here and I'll get down. This is called the Sea Monsters and Franco Cesana. He was Italian, Jewish. He was the youngest Italian to die as a partisan fighting the fascists and their Nazis in Italy during World War II. He was born in Bologna on September 20th, 1931. He died while in combat on September 14th, 1944. Very close to his 13th birthday. So the one thing to think about is why I've depicted many artworks in the series, including drawings and mosaic drawing copies. I've depicted wings, like angel-like wings, and in more recent years I've been doing metaphoric or allegorical sea monsters. So something about is why, so this is good for teachers and your classes of students, pupils, why the allegorical sea monsters. So I did this drawing in 2019. Franco Cesana, 1931 to 1944, of blessed memory. Okay, the drawing I did after that. Let me move this to the same place. Just put this in front of that one. Hang on a sec, I'm going to move that one so the little wire isn't against the plexiglass there. Okay. This one was Under the Wings 71, which is titled The Martyrdom by the Third Reich and the Church of Anna Maria Satella Steinbach. She was a Sinti girl from the Netherlands. She had died at age 10, murdered by the Nazis. So we have, again, here we have how many sea monsters do we have here? Allegorical or metaphorical sea monsters. 1, 2, 3, 4. The frame, by the way, I didn't make. I bought it at a Goodwill store. And I decided to do a drawing that would fit it. And especially with the coloration I used, like of the sea monster on the left and the tongue of the sea monster on the lower right, I thought it worked wonderfully well as a frame for this particular drawing. The photograph I used has been can be seen on in various websites on the internet, and Anna Maria Satella Steinbach, she was looking out of a window of a train car being deported. The film was made by a Jewish prisoner who was himself eventually executed by the Nazis. Anyway, And there you have it, the martyrdom of the Third Reich and the Church. I mentioned the Church because both the Protestant and the Catholic churches in Nazi Germany, Austria, were completely complicit with the Third Reich and the genocide, the Holocaust, and so on, the murder of millions of people. 6 million Jewish people, over 1 million Catholic Poles, over 1 million Russian POWs, hundreds of thousands of Romani and Sinti people, several hundred thousand mentally and physically disabled Germans and Austrians, mainly Catholic and Protestant, including some Jewish people who were disabled, who were murdered before the final solution to the Jewish problem, so-called, was begun. And it was that murder, the genocide of the disabled, that paved the way for the Holocaust that followed, with the murder of like 10 million people all told. So one thing I mentioned to school audiences is that, it took just murdering several hundred thousand mentally and physically disabled people in Nazi Germany and Austria. It took thousands of people to implement. Doctors, nurses, lawyers, truck drivers, and so on. And, too many people remain silent, enabling it to happen. So one thing I tell school audiences, when you hear about something wrong going on in your neighborhood, the district where you live, your community, the city or town where you live, or it could be in the other side of the country you live in, or the other side of the world, don't be silent. Silence enables hate, violent hate crimes, murder, and its worst case scenario at zenith, which is genocide. Okay. This drawing I did last year, this is Under the Wing 72, which is called Balechi Gur, Sea Monsters, and the martyrdom of Nur Inayat Khan. She was of American and Indian parentage, lived in Britain and in France, and she volunteered for the British intelligence services during the war, and she was captured by the Nazis and was murdered, if I recall, at age 30 at one of the Nazi concentration camps in Germany, like Dachau. Nur Inayat Khan of blessed memory. Her father was a well-known Sufi Muslim. Her mother was from Albuquerque, New Mexico. So again, viewers can think about, teachers can address this to school pupils, students, why might the artist, who is me, why did I choose to draw allegorical? And teachers can help with the definition of allegorical. Sea monsters, which allegorical art has a long history, for example, in European art traditions over centuries. We have part of a wooden hanger here. Inside these 4 circular pieces of wood, I inset pieces of like a brick, stones and rocks I picked up on a walk on the banks of the Thames River in 2017 when I was visiting a friend in London, and I was guest teaching at a Jewish school in Nottingham, and at Cardiff University, and at a comprehensive school in South Wales. My last teaching trip to Britain. This I bought at Goodwill. This came from, I think it was from either a cabinet or a sewing machine I helped bring to a recycling depot in Newborough, Scotland, when I was visiting a friend there. It might have been 2015. I saved the metal piece. All right, there you have it. Noor Inayat Khan of blessed memory gave her life fighting against the murderous Nazis and fascists of Europe during World War II. Lost her life. Franco Cesana of Italy, and Anna Maria Sitella Steinbach of the Netherlands, a Sinti girl. All right. Thank you for watching. Please visit my website and the art galleries there. Human rights-holocaust-art.org. The art galleries are the Under the Wings, Sightseeing with Dignity, which is my human rights art series. And there's also Other Holocaust Art Gallery. There's another gallery called Other Holocaust Art, the Shoah Trilogy, which is these three works. The camera's facing right here. And there's other human rights art. Each thumbnail in the galleries can be clicked open to open a larger image of the artwork and just background description text. And for teachers, art museum, art gallery curators, there's long lists of everywhere by state, country where I've guest taught. Go to About the Artist, teaching sites, exhibits going back to when I was a kid, like, I don't know, 1958 or something like that, long time ago. All right, there you have it. Thank you.